Hi YouTube, and welcome back to one of my videos. Today I would like to share with you some tips and tricks how we can practice and activate our passive knowledge, because we always speak about input, but we seldomly speak about output. So how should you go about it? I've been waiting way too long for my Vietnamese studies. I've been learning Vietnamese for 42 weeks. I only count the days that I study Vietnamese, which is almost every day. So what I do is that I have a special page in my notebook where I would register. I'll take note of how many minutes I invested every day. So for instance, today is 15th of September 2020. I just write 15 slash 09 slash 20, and how many minutes I have been busy with input in Vietnamese, which is essentially listening to dialogues and reading text about Vietnam and its culture. Now I had the opportunity to practice Vietnamese, or one of the colleagues of my dad's as someone from Hanoi. So I would like to share this experience with you. After about 42 weeks of learning Vietnamese, which is equal to roughly 10 months, I can communicate basic stuff. I have to ask a lot of things. So maybe the best partner to exchange language is someone who speaks your target language and another language that you already know at a good level. So in my case, I could ask her some vocabulary in French, which is the way we activate our knowledge. So we want to say the word, for example, we have read it somewhere in the book, but we don't remember when we want to speak about something and give an example. So we say, uh, in my case, I just ask in French, comment est-ce que tu dis par exemple? How do you say, for instance? And they will say, vizu, vizu, ah, okay. And then when you listen to the native speaker translating the word that you don't know, you immediately have to use this word as much as possible in the conversation. This will help you activate the words that you already know. The second thing is that when the native speaker will reply to your questions, or when there is an interaction, they will use words that that you forgot, but that came back and that you understand because you had this exposure, in my case of 10 months. So I understand what she says, so there is a meaningful conversation. Those are the tips. Try to find someone who speaks the target language and another language that you already know at a good level, so that you can ask them, how do we say this, how do we say that, how do we say this, how do we say that. And the second tip was to use it immediately as much as possible in the conversation if possible. You can say, for instance, this, for instance, that, and then you activate the word, for instance, and you activate everything you have been learning. And you have to know that the first 20, 30, 40 times will be hard for those very different languages, but what time you will get there, and you have to be confident and train as much as possible. I waited way too long for my Vietnamese. I have to speak it as much as possible. So this is maybe the third tip. Don't wait too long. Just wait a few months so that you have a grasp on the basic grammar, and you also have a grasp on uh, how the how the language is written, how the people communicate for basic conversation. In my case, I have a lot of passive vocabulary, but I need to activate them. So I will try to activate it in another way. I will make a second video where I practice my Vietnamese skills to show you my progress. Thank you and have a nice day. If you have some tips and tricks about how to activate your passive knowledge, please share below and have a nice day. Bye bye.